Hey, what's going on, everybody? Science Bros out here. Today we're going to be looking at... Wait, what's that? What are you?
I'm a Nemertea, a phylum with over 900 species. I usually only eat meat, but I'm also okay with eating whatever I can get my non-existent hands on. My body doesn't have any segments, so I'm a pretty smooth dude. My symmetry is bilateral, and I'm always skinny because I'm dorsally flattened. Not to brag or anything, but I have more than 2 whole layers of cells in both my tissues and organs. I'm made of some pretty cool things too. I've got a big fluid-filled cavity around it called a rhinocell that has a proboscis inside, which is kind of like a spear that I can shoot out to kill stuff. I have a closed circulatory system, so no veins here. I also don't have a heart. I don't really have a main body cavity, but I don't mind. I do have a gut though, so I have both a mouth and an anus. In terms of ladies, who needs them? I can reproduce by myself by either asexual fragmentation or self-fertilization, due to some of my kind being hermaphroditic. Just kidding, girls. I can also reproduce sexually in a mating mass. My phylum uses a whole lot of different ways to get around. We can use our contractile properties to kind of scooch along on the ground, our cilia to walk around, or we create a mucus to slide over the ground. In the water, we usually just drift around, but if one of us is big enough, it would be able to swim.
Wow, that was a lot of interesting information. Is it okay if I interview you right now to ask you some more questions? So you seem to have a very interesting phylum. Would you say your phylum is pretty diverse?
Yeah, I guess you can say that. One family is called Piledopohora, which includes Paleonemertea and Heteronemertea. This family has no body armor. The other family is Anopla, which includes Hoplonemertea and Medellonemertea. Unlike the Piledopohora, Anopla has body armor called stylates.
Interesting. So, where do you guys live?
Typically, I like living in oceans or streams, but I have relatives on land that live in the soil, among rocks, algae, or other plant masses.
Okay. So how do you guys manage to eat? You guys have no arms or anything to catch prey.
I have my prey using my proboscis, which is like a lasso that wraps around my prey, and I consume it whole. If the prey is tough to catch, I intoxicate it when my proboscis wraps around it. I swallow my prey whole using peristaltic action. I contract my body in order to swallow it.
So what do you eat?
Mainly bivalves, polychaetes, crustaceans, insects, and their eggs. Depending on the family, they either eat plants and phytoplankton.
So how would you describe your life cycle?
Well, I usually only live for about 1.5 years. I start off as a zygote and either develop right into a juvenile Nemertea or a smaller planktotrophic stage where I begin my life in the water eating algae until I finally grow into a juvenile. As a juvenile, I actually grow bigger to become a full-fledged adult.
Well, since you're talking to humans, would you say there's any sort of significant relationship between humans and Nemertea?
There isn't really any relationship. There are no positive or negative effects of Nemerteans on humans.
Interesting. That's cool. I didn't know Nemertea was so interesting. Thank you so much for joining me on this interview. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And next up, we have our next video on the phylogenetic trees of Nemertea. For this first phylogenetic tree, based off the DNA sequence, the Nemertea cystotaxa are arthropoda and mollusca. In this phylogenetic tree, additional distinctions based off of reproduction methods, habitat location, and whether they had eyeballs were included to determine how each phyla related to each other based on morphology. From this, it was determined that the Nemertea cystotaxa included Annelida, Echinoderms, Chordata, Arthropoda, and Mollusca. This phylogenetic tree, created by Hedgerow in 2010, displays that the cystotaxa of Nemertea are Mollusca, Annelida, Phoronida, and Brachiopoda.